What's going on, everybody? Shalom and blessings to you all. I know I've been gone for quite some time and haven't been uploading much, but let me cut this down because that's be messing up my videos. But yeah, I just wanted to get back into the swing of things as far as uploading onto this channel and just on YouTube in general. Before I begin my video, I just want to first state all of the other outlets that I'm on currently. I do have a podcast that is accessible on Spotify. It's the Third Lane Podcast, where I just talk about, right now I have one series out right now, and that is Healing Today's Woman, I believe, or Healing the Modern Woman, something like that. And that's one series, and then I believe I may have one more separate episode or video podcast out right now. And I hope to, and I will get to making more series and just making more content for my podcast. So yeah, I have that, and of course my Instagram is the same, the Third Lane. Of course I have this channel on YouTube, and then I have the Third Red Pill, as well as Trey's Life, and those are all my channels on YouTube. And I have a website, thirdlane.blog. And also, if you wish to reach me, I have my emails are mlang1200@yahoo.com, and then I have ml29364@email.vccs.edu, and you can reach me at those emails if you wish to purchase one of my bracelets that I have on right now, which is Look Good, Feel Good, Live Good. So yeah, those are all my promos, all of the manners in which you can reach me. And so yeah, let's get into the video. This video will be relatively short because I hope to make at least 2 videos today. And both will be pertaining to, well, actually one will be pertaining to children, and then another one will be primarily focused on stoicism and focusing on what you can control. And as far as children, the primary focus will be children, those children who do not have someone in their corner, do not have a support system or a strong support system. And I work with children in my part-time job, and I cannot tell you how imperative it is for a child's success and their overall morale, their attitude, their self-esteem, their behavior, just their whole being, how imperative it is for them to have a strong structure of help, of someone that they know truly and genuinely cares about their success and about them. And when you do not have this, when a child does not have an adult or an older brother, sister, mentor, just someone that they can look to as guidance, of help, of encouragement, motivation, drive, when they do not have that, they're going to be lacking severely in overall self-esteem and confidence, and the mentality that they can accomplish anything that they put their mind to, and that they can achieve whatever they wish to if they put in the work. For example, there are several children at the place that I work at who want to do sports and wish to make a certain sports team, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, track, and you know how children are typically. They're bickering at each other, going back and forth, and that's just how children are. And especially boys who tend to be much more competitive and go at each other per se, and in competition. And there's nothing wrong with that, because for me, as a man, as a young man, when I see at my work, when I see children, especially boys, competing against each other and being rough, but not letting it get out of hand, of course, but allowing them to be boys and who will eventually become men. I let them do that because that is allowing them to get in touch with their true essence of being a man, and having and understanding that they need that to have a certain layer of roughness and of grit to them. And the reason I'll mention this is because there are a lot of young men now around my age, when we were younger, they didn't have that encounter with other boys to where they could, take bumps and bruises and get up, dust themselves off and try again, and understand that that's just part of life. That's a microcosm of life. That's a small sample of life. And that is so imperative as well for a young boy to be around other boys, to wrestle around, to be rough, to fall, to get up, to understand that everything's not going to go your way. And even in some cases, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to defend yourself. And that's just part of life. That's how life is going to be. But for so many young men, especially now with single motherhoods at an all-time high, the promoting of single motherhood, the promoting of demonizing masculinity and the role of a man, now that is so popular now, young boys are suffering from that. And I see it every day that I go to work, that when so many young boys, because I carry myself as a masculine man, and I'm hard on the kids there, not in the sense of anything malicious or anything like that, going outside of my boundaries as just someone who is at work, of course not. But as far as understanding that I have a responsibility as an adult man, I have a responsibility to prep these boys who will soon one day become men. I have to realize that I do play a role, regardless of how minuscule and how small it may be. I can have an impact on their life, and they resonate with that, and they love that. The boys especially, the girls love it too, but the boys especially, they can, on an innate and just a natural level, they respect and admire me for that, because they understand that I'm going to be hard on them. I'm going to properly discipline them, and I'm not going to let them just run around, be disrespectful, be rude, not follow the rules. No, there's going to be law and order in my particular area that I'm directing or that I am supervising. And they love that. They love me. Almost every child at my work loves me, not because I tell them what they want to hear, or not because I'm soft on them or easy on them, or because I give them everything they want, but the polar opposite. Because I tell them when they are wrong. I put them in timeout. I write them a demerit or a letter. And I tell them no. That is one of the best things you can tell a child, is no. And not only the word no, but explain to them why you are saying no and why they can't have this right now. They cannot do this. And when you sit them down and explain it to them step by step, they understand it more and they're less likely to become upset or throw a tantrum because it makes sense when you can lay it out in a way that makes sense to them. And this is what is lacking in young boys today, that they need a strong man who will not shy away from properly disciplining them, and not only disciplining them but loving them in the proper and appropriate way, not being weak or kowtowing or giving them whatever they want, but also encouraging them and telling and giving them words of assuredness and affirmations that they can accomplish and achieve whatever it is that they wish to accomplish or achieve. And it's going to take hard work. And that is what I implement to the kids, because I played basketball when I was younger and I play with them frequently. And they always ask me, how'd you get so good? Why are you so good? And every time it's the same answer. I practiced so hard from the age of about 12 all the way up to my senior year in high school. That's all I did was basketball. Especially from about 12 to 14 to 15, all I did was basketball. And I put in so many hours. I went to so many courts, being outside, dribbling the basketball, practicing my shot. And they don't understand because they haven't had that figure to show them and to truly instill into them the importance of hard work, and having that person to support them and reassuring them, yes, it is difficult, but you can get through it. You can manage. You have the abilities within you to succeed. And there's so much envy and so much hatred in this world that people don't want others to succeed, even children, because they feel a certain way about themselves or the lack of success that they had at that age. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm here to assist and help others in any fashion I can, in any way that I can. Because what good is it for me to have a certain amount of knowledge and not give it to others for their benefit? That's selfish. That's prideful. That's arrogant. No, I'm going to, if I have an ability to help someone, I'm going to do so. Because I would want that for myself. If somebody has some knowledge that could take me over the top and they're holding that and they're not willing to give it to me out of envy and jealousy, that would make me feel a certain way. And I don't want that on my conscience to look at myself in the mirror and know that out of pure envy, I'm not willing to help this child or this person or this individual because of my envy. So men, women, whomever is viewing this, be willing to assist others. Like, be able to service others, especially children. As if you're an adult, service and help those children anytime you can. And understand that some children are not going to listen to you, because we live in a society that is excessively prideful and excessively just shut off from any advice, because we've become so sensitive to any type of critique or advice. And everybody thinks that people are hating on you when you give advice. And if you see that spirit in someone, just move on to someone that has a more welcoming and it has the ear and eyes and is able to hear and listen to and see what you're talking about, and has the ability to do so. Do not cast pearls before swine. If you see somebody has a spirit of resentment and a spirit of just not listening at all, then go about your day, and they'll just have to experience it through their own life experience. But be of assistance to a child any way that you can. And for me personally, like I said, I work with children, so that's one of the greatest joys, is knowing that I've given this piece of advice and information to this child, and it can help them become a doctor, a lawyer, an athlete, a collegiate athlete, a nurse, an engineer, anything that they wish to become, because they know that this man is in my life to benefit me, and is not saying it out of any type of hatred or any type of trying to make me feel bad. He's truly in my corner for me and for my benefit, and is real and is true and has integrity. So that's the premise and the main points that I wanted to get across in this video, ladies and gentlemen. Just, if you see somebody, especially a child, that doesn't really have those parents or the older siblings to be in their corner, and you have the ability to uplift them and give them encouraging words and motivation, do so, and give them information that can help their life, because you would want that person, you would want somebody that has that information and could help you. You would want them to give it to you. So that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for video number 2, where I'll talk about stoicism and the benefits of letting go of a lot of thoughts and hindrances that we deal with on a daily basis. So with that being said, shalom and blessings. Peace.